Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today. Normal is broken, common sense is weird, so we're here to help you transform your life. From the Ramsey Network and the Fairwinds Credit Union Studio, this is The Ramsey Show. I'm Dave Ramsey. Jade Warshaw is my co-host today, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author. Our phone number here is 888-825-5225. The call is free, and some say the advice is worth exactly what you pay for it. Sean is in Fargo, North Dakota. Hey, Sean, what's up in your world?
Oh, not much, Dave. Just enjoying my life.
Good. How can we help?
So, I am kind of stressed out right now. It's kind of in a pickle, feels like, with my family. They are, give or take, $5 to $6 million in their family business debt. And I am struggling to, to cope with, my dad is in failing health, and he owns the family business, and he is not worried about the major debt that his business has.
Okay. Do you work there?
Part-time.
Okay.
Because I can't handle full-time there.
Can't handle it? What do you mean? Him? You can't handle him?
No, just the ideology he has and the business feelings.
Okay. So why is it bringing you stress? You have a part-time job with a business that's in trouble and with a guy whose ideology you don't agree with. Why would that cause you to be stressful?
I will be most likely be inheriting it with my three brothers, the business, which is probably worth around $10 million.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm kind of in talks right now to take over the books and all the business side of it to pretty much be full time.
When are you supposed to do that?
Probably within the next 10 to 15 years.
I'm so confused. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so you're going to be part-time with a guy you disagree with while he runs a business in the ground for the next 10 years, and you're going to stand there and watch it happen, and then they're going to hand it to you and call that a blessing.
Yeah.
Why don't you just say, I don't want it?
Yeah.
I don't want it.
Because, I mean, it's a good, I shouldn't say it's a good business, but is it really worth? Because he tries to get me to go full time, almost weekly, on a weekly basis.
Well, you tell us the upside, because you called in and said all the negative things. So it makes sense that we would say.
Nothing you described here sounds like something I want to do. Why would you want to do this?
Yeah. So I guess I want to ask, should I try to almost intervene and be like, yo, we should start taking out this debt? Well, because they're thinking about adding another
Who's they?
$1.5 million debt. My family.
Your brothers.
Yeah, my brothers.
Who are your future
partners? Go another $1 million in the debt.
Who are your future partners?
I think,
all my brothers.
Yeah,
but you said it.
You say your brothers are as dumb as your dad.
You said it before yourself, Sean. You said their ideology is completely different than yours. And I think you need to accept that's the case. And you haven't said anything that shows any sign of them changing that ideology. And so if they continue down this path for the next however many years, they're just entrenching themselves further in that. And you're part-time.
What do you do for a living?
I operate heavy equipment.
All right. Are you the baby of the family?
No, I'm not. Third oldest.
Middle. Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I don't think that these people are going to change. Do you?
No, I don't.
Okay. So you either got to walk away from them, or you got to enjoy their bullcrap.
Yeah, it's the one way to put it.
I mean, you really do. You're going to have to decide which one you're going to be. If it's me, I'm going to let them have it. I'm going to walk away.
Uh-huh.
This sounds like a bear trap. Sounds like it's going to tear your freaking leg off. It's going to the next 10 years of your life are going to be pure freaking misery till the old man dies. And then when he dies, now you got partners that were trained by him called your brothers. No, thank you. I don't want in this.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah, there's nothing here that aligns with who you are or who you want to be. This all sounds like misery, and there's not enough money there to fool with. Let them have it. They're going to screw it up. It's going to be worth nothing.
Yeah.
And you don't believe that.
Oh.
You think your wife thinks you're walking away from $1 million, and you're not.
There.
You're walking away from $1 million worth of debt. That's what you're walking away from. So
in 15 years?
I would sit down, if you want to have one final conversation with the boys and with the dad, and say, guys, I'm uncomfortable with this much debt, and I'm not going to join the business as long as you guys continue to run it further up into debt and have no desire to get out of debt, because it makes me uncomfortable. I don't agree with this, and I can love you, and if you want to go over there and do something that I don't agree with, we can still be dad and son. We can still be brothers. I can still love you.
Yeah.
But I do not want to personally be involved in this. It brings me great stress just thinking about it. And so if you guys want to commit to a path that gets us out of debt and keeps us out of debt as a permanent way of doing business, I would love to join and be part of this thing. I think it's got a future. But I am not going to get on this horse when you have this many bricks in the saddlebags.
Listen, I agree with that 100%. Clearly easier said than done.
Sure.
Because you're going to have basically your whole family on this side and you're the Lone Ranger over here.
Yeah.
That's not easy, but I agree 100%.
Well, the thing is, you put everybody on notice, and 100% chance they're not going to do it.
No.
And so you're basically saying, here's why I'm going to go on and have my great life over here, and I'm going to love you.
Yeah.
I've got family members. Most of my family members don't do the stuff I teach. But I'm not in a deal with them either.
That's right.
And I still love them. Some of them even vote wrong, and I still love them. But that doesn't mean I have to go around and be in business with them, and it doesn't mean I have to sit around and be stressed and I'm like somehow guilted into joining something I completely disagree with. No, walk away from it, son. It ain't worth it. You can make a lot of money running your own heavy equipment operation without any debt.
That's probably the other part of it, is there's a allure that maybe there's like that bit, maybe just possibly one day it could be good. Then you look back and you're like, man, I should have stayed part of it, right? He's probably thinking about that little 1 or 2%.
Yeah. It's like, I'm going to pet an alligator and hope it doesn't bite. Well, what do they do? They bite. It's dumb. You're just asking for it. Don't think they're going to change. They only know how to do one thing, and it's bite. So don't be shocked when they bite. I mean, it's just your dad. This is what he does. It's a predictable environment.
Yeah.
And he didn't hide it. He's not sure. He just said, that's who I am.
Yeah, that's right.
And he kind of said, like it or lump it.
That's
so
right.
I'd
That's
lump
right.
it. That's what I'd do. I mean, it's hard to walk away from something like that, especially when all the family ties, it feels like you're being drawn in by a tractor beam.
Yes.
A
gravitational pull.
Yeah.
Yes, drama has a gravitational pull. I've noticed that.
Drama, family drama will suck you in and eat your life. Yeah. And then we connect a little $5 million debt to it just for the fun of it. Yeah.
Hey.
Everyone is at risk of identity theft. I don't care if you're a hermit living off the grid, listening to the show on a battery-powered radio. All of your data collected by every company you've ever done business with lives online. Your bank, your doctor's office, retailers, the apps on your phone, the gas station where you have loyalty rewards, they all store your info online, making them ripe for a cyber attack or data breach. And no matter how careful we are, once thieves hack a company, they've got that data forever, meaning you could be victimized at any moment. That's why I've been telling people for almost 20 years they need an ID theft protection plan, and the only one I've ever recommended is from Xander Insurance. They monitor your personal and financial info, even your home title, and take over all the work if you become a victim. It's the most thorough and affordable plan out there. I even have it for my family and our entire team at Ramsey. Visit Xander.com or call 800-356-4282. Nicole is in Atlanta. Hi, Nicole. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. What's up?
So me and my husband live in an apartment, and we're trying to decide if we should move to a bigger space because we do have three kids. So 2 are 5-year-old twins, and then a 2-year-old baby girl. So last year we were able to pay off our vehicle, but we had $62,000 worth of student loan debt left. And we've been using mostly like our overage, which is about $1,100 that we have a month to put towards our debt. And then we also pretty much use like our tax break or whenever that comes in to throw a lot at it, just in and out. So we're trying to see, we want them to, have a space to have a yard and like just more space is a little bit cramped up with all 5 of us here. So we were just wondering if we should stay or if we should kind of go. Like our budget would be tighter, but we're just trying to see what we should prioritize.
What are you guys earning between the two of you right now?
Gross would be $103,000.
Okay. The hard part with this is what you said. If you were to move from this apartment to a house, it's going to close the gap on how much margin you have to throw out this debt, which means there's going to be a longer period of time that you're going to be in debt, which long term, that's going to affect your ability to build wealth. For that reason, I like the idea of home ownership, but I think the first step in that process needs to be eliminating the debt so that you can actually go wholeheartedly into the home buying process and actually do it the right way so that it's a blessing for you.
You're not even talking about home ownership. Right. You're talking about renting a nicer place, aren't you?
Yeah. We were actually like looking to our rent is $2,200, and so we were wanting to rent like thinking about $2,500 as our max, $2,500, but that doesn't include like gas and utility. I'm sorry,
Okay, understood.
Yeah, so we just don't know if that's going to be leaving us with $400 instead of $1,000.
How much debt have you paid off so far?
$36,000 was the vehicle.
And how long did that take?
That took us 2 years.
Okay, making $130,000.
$103,000.
Yeah. So you guys suck at this so far, Nicole.
We suck.
Yeah, $18,000 making $100,000 per year is not enough debt reduction. You guys you're still out, you're still going out to eat, you're still going on vacation, you're still spending money, you're still not on a tight budget. And so you made a little progress, but you should have made a lot more progress. If you told me you paid off $36,000 in 6 months, then I can take that number and go, oh, wait a minute, you could clear up the rest of this in a year if you suck it up and get it done. But at the rate you're going, it's going to take you 10 years.
Yeah.
That ain't cool.
That's true.
That ain't
right.
Cool.
That's how we feel.
Yeah, we gotta not get stuck in that. And if you feel like you're never going to get out, then you just say, well, to heck with it. I'll just take a big old rent and go ahead and enjoy my life now and get the kids a yard. And you're giving up is what you're doing because you're not making fast enough progress. And so I'm going to put you on the beans and rice plan. If I'm you, I'm going to sit down with my husband and go, look, we did a little bit here and we didn't do a bad thing, but we really weren't. It wasn't like we were spectacular. We kind of got the flu here, and we need to really light this thing up. Instead of putting $1,500 a month on it, we need to take extra jobs. We need to sell stuff. We need to not go out to eat. We need to tighten down this budget, not go the other way, and let's get this thing to $3,000 or $4,000 a month going at this $60,000 that's left, and then we can get out in about 14 or 15 months. Then we talk about building an emergency fund, and then we talk about buying a house, not renting one.
Yeah.
But what you're talking about is a 5 or a 6 year plan, and you won't even make it.
I agree. If you can have these kids, they're young right now, right? They're 5 years old, 3 years old. Now's the time that they can be squished and they don't know the difference. You know the difference, but they don't know the difference. And I, for one, would try to stay in that position as long as possible and save as much money as possible so that you can pay off this debt.
If they're squished and their life is miserable for 1 year,
they'll be fine.
That's better than them being not squished and having a mediocre to average life for the rest of their life.
You want to know what, though? I think back a lot of times on the house that I grew up in, And I think back on the house that my parents grew up in with 6 kids.
Yeah, nobody told us
They were tiny.
Nobody told us we were squished.
No.
We were, but nobody told us we were. It was 1,000 square foot brick ranch. Hello. And so, I mean, we went out in the backyard and played. They'd say, go play in the traffic.
You had to go outside.
You
did have to
go.
Like, yeah, just play outside all the time.
Did you tell your kids to go play in the traffic? You don't tell your kids.
I don't tell them to play in traffic. I just tell them to.
My mother would say that all the time. Go play in the traffic. Get out from under my feet.
Yes.
That's what caused me to be the way I am. Dustin is in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Hey, Dustin, what's up?
Hi. So I'll get right into it. My dad incurred about $30,000 in debt. He has no retirement. His only income is Social Security. He now has dementia, and my brother and I are left kind of trying to manage this for him. He's currently being sued on one credit card for $8,000, and he owes $13,000 on another credit card. And I guess my question is, should we try and settle this with them?
Does he own anything?
And I would have... No assets.
Well, how would he settle it?
Essentially, my brother and I would have to help him out. And,
why? Why would you do that? Just tell the credit card company to bite me.
He has no money. He has nothing to give.
They can't get anything. Okay. He doesn't have anything, right?
Yeah, he has nothing. It's only Social Security, and I don't believe they can touch that.
They can't touch that. Does he own a home?
No.
No? He doesn't have any money in his bank account except the Social Security.
Yeah, it would just be for me and my brother to have one less thing to have to deal with.
I wouldn't deal with it at all. I got one less thing. I'm just going to show him the smallest finger on my left hand and say, that's all you get, nothing.
Mm-hmm. Are they calling you?
No.
Yeah. I just tell him to, jump in a creek. You shouldn't have loaned money to a guy who had dementia and no money.
Okay. And should I offer to have them sign a stipulated judgment to avoid additional attorney's fees? Or
I wouldn't. Who cares? They're not going to get any of it. What I would do is call them up and say, if you want to talk to him, call them up and just say this. Say, I want you to make a note in the file. He has advanced dementia and 0 assets. We're not going to have any conversations with you. You might as well write this off because you're not getting a dime.
Okay.
And just real simple. I mean, let's pretend he had passed away. Okay? I just sent him a copy of the death certificate as a courtesy to let him know, and let him know that there's that there's no estate. And then after that, I'm not having any more discussions with these people. They're morons.
Yeah, none of this can pass to you if you're worried about that.
No, yeah, I'm not worried about that. I mean, it's his debt, and I'm not responsible for that. Yeah. So
it's just sad, and it's one of this part. It's a sad subchapter, subparagraph in this overall sad story that you're dealing with. But what I would do is just say I'm not going to worry about it at all. And if you want to have one conversation just as a courtesy, you could. But I'm not going to have lengthy conversations. I'm not going to have multiple conversations, and I'm not going to give them a dime. There's no point in it. They shouldn't have loaned him the money.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's just sad. I'm sorry for you having to face that. And, I've run into situations like that in my life. Dustin, how old are you?
44.
Yeah, I've run into situations like that. And what I do is I say, okay, I got to help my dad out. In your case, this is what you're saying. I got to help my dad out. And this is a sad situation. And so what I'm going to get from this is a lesson to never end up like this.
Right.
I'm going to do whatever it takes in my life to not end up this way. It's like, I was working for a guy one time. He goes, I might be working in McDonald's at my retirement, but it'll be the one I own in St. Thomas.
Come on now.
So I'm going to learn a lesson from those old people standing there working in McDonald's because they don't have any money. I don't want to be one of them.
That's right.
And so you look at this and you go, he's got no assets, he's got dementia, and the only positive thing in his life is he's got 2 sons that love him and are going to care for him. Other than that, this guy's a pauper. We would use old language, but it's very sad. And so take it as a lesson to go, I'm never, and then you teach your kids. Your grandpa ended up that way. Your grandpa was not a bad person, but this is how he ended up. And this is how from this point forward, the family tree changes. We're shifting it.
I know
it's
that's
over.
Right.
So take a lesson from it at least get that out of it. But no, I wouldn't give those guys any money. Not a dime.
I used to be that guy who bragged about running on no sleep. And then I realized being tired all the time is not a flex. To show up as the best George Camel I can be, I need real rest. And that's why I got Casper mattresses in my home. The experts at Casper designed their mattresses to help you sleep deeper, cooler, and more comfortably. And they've been top ranked in both the foam and innerspring mattress categories by Consumer Reports. You and your entire family deserve great sleep. So go to casper.com/Ramsey and use code Ramsey for 25% off mattresses and 10% off everything else. That gives you up to $1,200 off the SnowMax mattress, which is the exact one I sleep on. That's casper.com/Ramsey, code Ramsey.
Neil is in Birmingham. Hi, Neil. How are you?
Hey, I'm very blessed to be speaking with you and Jade, Dave.
Thank you. How can we help?
Yes, sir. So my wife and I are working on baby steps 4 and 6. We are both nervous about retirement and working with a financial planner or advisor. We've never worked with one before, but we both grew up in households with pensions, but no nest egg to fall back on. And so we're really nervous about the future. Neither one of us want to retire poor.
Good for you. Well, what you don't want from an advisor, I'm not sure why you're nervous. I want to hear that in a minute. But what you don't want is from an advisor is arrogance or dropping their glasses on the end of their nose and shaming or telling you what you need to do. These are all warning signs that you run from, that you should be nervous about. When you sit down with a good advisor, they should be teaching you and saying, this is how this thing works, and this is why I personally use it, and this is why Dave Ramsey recommends this, and here's how it works. And you say, well, I don't understand. Okay, well, let me teach you another way. Well, I still don't understand. Okay, then your job is to teach me, and then I will decide. I kind of think of it this way. I think about sometimes I go into a nice restaurant, and we ask the waiter, what's the best thing in here? You ever done that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
And I don't always get what they suggest, because sometimes what they suggest I don't like.
Yeah, I don't
turn my choices over to them. I just listen to them, and then I make my choice.
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir. So we've been doing it on our own for several years. We basically started putting in 15%, I guess, about 5 or 6 years ago after we finally were able to.
Good.
And so we're trying to we're playing catch up because we are in our 50s now, and so we're trying to play catch up. And so, but our 401k is not kicking out the percentages that we hear on the show that the S&P did last year and everything. And so but we have talked to a couple of financial people. Some of them are out of state. We don't know the ins and outs of working with somebody out of state.
I would work with somebody in your neighborhood.
Okay. See, that's what me and my wife thought, but we were basically told by somebody we were old school, that's the old way of thinking. That
somebody's always got an opinion about your money. Have you noticed that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah. So what I did, listen, if you just go to Ramsey Solutions, you click on SmartVestor Pro, you'll find several people in Birmingham that we recommend, and we don't recommend them if they don't have the heart of a teacher and they don't agree with the stuff we teach here on the air. And so that's a baseline. And then you sit down and interview them and say, would I hire this person as my tutor, as my teacher?
Okay. So we're kind of nervous. When we work with a SmartVestor Pro, should we be willing to turn over our money to them? I don't know. We don't know how that works. A lot of it.
Well, your 401k you can't turn over. You have to leave it at your workplace. They can look at it for you and say, go back over to work, and that's a choice you could make right there that'd make you more. That particular fund outperformed the S&P. The 3 you got didn't. They can help you look at that, but they can't manage it. By turning it over, all it is you're setting the stuff under their management, but they're not going to do anything without you telling them what to do.
I got you.
It's not like you sign them onto your checking account. They're not authorized to do trades. They're not authorized to do anything unless you tell them to do it.
Okay. Okay, that's something we didn't know. We didn't know when we do it, do we just have to turn everything over to them?
I would put everything on the table and let them look at the whole picture.
Yes, sir.
But I'm not going to lose control of it. I don't lose control of anything. See, when I hire a lawyer, some lawyers get confused. They think they get to tell you what to do. And I'm like, no, you work for me. You work for me. Sir. You tell me what the situation is, and then I will decide based on the information you teach me about this particular law, about this particular situation, what I am going to do. And then I'm going to tell you what to do.
Exactly.
You just don't want to keep in control as to who's in charge here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes, sir. I completely understand. We're in our, like I said, I'm 52, so we're going down the track here, getting closer to.
Well, all you're doing is saying I probably can make my money work harder with someone who plays with money all day long teaching me.
Yes, sir.
That's all it is.
And that's okay.
That's all it is.
Well, that's what. Yes, sir. That's what we will do then. We don't want to retire poor.
You're not.
That's the biggest thing we're nervous about.
You're not going to retire poor. You're going to retire rich. Okay. I can tell just by talking to you. Because you're freaking paying attention.
Well,
the people that retire poor don't bother to look at it.
Unfortunately, I think we look at it every day.
Well, see, you're just getting all twisted up, man. You need to get you a plan, ride the plan, and have a little peace in your finances. But yeah, that's it. It takes. I think not knowing is what kills you.
100%. The fact that I can already tell that guy's quite frugal just by listening.
Yeah, for sure.
They're doing the right thing, and it's okay. Everybody has their moment at different times in life where they wake up and they go, oh crap, I got to get my money together. Mm-hmm. And so for some of us, it's a little later down the line. But once you start paying attention, there is time to make things right, especially if you're doing the Ramsey plan.
Chloe's in Orlando. Hi, Chloe. Chloe, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. Hi, Dave and Jade. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
All right. So my fiance and I are getting married at the end of this year in October.
Great.
He has quite a bit of money saved, but we also have debt, and we're also trying to save for a wedding. So we kind of need some help figuring out how to go about this.
Cool. How much do you have saved?
In total liquid saved, we have $123,000.
Awesome.
Wow.
Who's we? Wait a minute. How much does he have? How much do you have?
He has, okay, let me start with me. I have only about $2,000. Him and I together created a savings account that is about $22,000, and he has the rest, which would probably be that $100,000.
Okay.
And the $22,000, I'm guessing, is I hope you're saving for the wedding.
That's correct.
Okay. And what are you planning to spend on the wedding?
$45,000.
Are there any family members helping out?
Yes, we have. My parents are giving us $10,000, and then he has an uncle that has given him $10,000 as well.
Okay, that's 42.
So you're there.
So that's 42. So you're there. And what is your household? What is your income and what is his income?
His income is a take home around 96, a little bit more with bonuses, and then mine's. I just put myself on salary. I do have my own business, but on salary I take home around
I don't care 40. What your salary is. What's your income? What is the business profit going to be this year?
Oh, probably $80,000.
Okay, all right. So you got a $200,000 income between you. If you were to be married today, you have $22,000 plus you have pledges to get you up to $45,000 for your wedding budget. So the wedding budget's done. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
Okay, good. And then how much debt do you have and how much debt does he have?
Without the home, I have around $14,000 in credit card and my car, and he has around.
14 is the credit card and car.
I owe about $4,200 on my car, and then I have $8,000 in credit card.
Okay. All right. So
and then his truck is about $35,000, and he has a credit card of $34,000. 100, sorry.
Okay. All right, cool. Very easy then. You do not need to combine finances until after the honeymoon.
Okay.
So he should pay off his truck and his credit card today out of his 100.
Okay.
And you need to start
Now-
working to pay off your 13 as fast as possible, and the wedding is already done.
Okay. Now my question is, he's going to be worried about paying his truck off because that dwindles down his savings account.
When?
You guys are gonna have to really quickly have a talk about how you view debt and how you're going to manage debt and finances in your marriage going forward.
Yeah, he doesn't really have $100,000. He already spent 34 of it. He just hadn't admitted it.
Well, Dave, on the show all the time we get calls about cars, used cars. What's one thing you want folks to know?
Well, really a couple things. Number one is always buy used unless you got $1 million. We don't buy new cars. And if you're going to buy used, number two, you want it to last. And that means regular, proper maintenance.
Yeah, that's a big deal. I know when Sam and I moved from South Florida up to Tennessee, that's the first thing you're looking for. You need somebody who can take care of your car. So when we found Christian Brothers Automotive, it was a no-brainer, and they've been absolutely great.
We're excited to recognize Christian Brothers as the official auto repair partner of The Ramsey Show. Christian Brothers keeps things simple, honest, and transparent. Every repair is backed by their nationwide nice difference warranty. 3 years or 36,000 miles, whichever helps you more.
Listen, Dave, I'm first to admit I'm not into cars like you are, but the thing about Christian Brothers is I feel just as confident going in there. They're not trying to upsell me. I feel 100% confident that I'm going to get the service that I need.
Hey, if you want your car to last and stay on track with the baby steps, trust Christian Brothers. Go to cbac.com/Ramsey to find your local shop, schedule service, and get an exclusive Ramsey discount, 10% off your visit, up to $250.
Yeah, that's cbac.com/Ramsey. See store for details.
Logan's in Indiana. Hey, Logan, what's up? Wait a minute, let me try again. Hey, Logan, what's up?
Hey, sir, how we doing? Thanks for taking my call.
Sure, how can I help?
Well, I'm trying to get some advice on my wife and I going into debt to start a cattle operation.
Okay. All right. How long have you been listening to this show, Logan?
About 6 months or so.
Okay. And so you know that about 95% of what we talk about is telling people to not go in debt and how to get out of debt, right?
Yeah, it is. I feel like I've heard a little bit of information with businesses that sometimes like buying a business or something that can depend on the profit that it brings and how quickly it can be paid off. So I wanted to see if that would work in this case.
No, that would be like buying it from an owner, and the owner gets the former owner gets the profit until not borrowing $150,000 to buy cows from the bank. That's different.
Okay.
So I don't borrow money, Logan, and I've done that for 40 years, and I run a business, and I've grown the business with the profits in the business without borrowing money to do it. And because the simple fact is this, business has risk. When you borrow money to start a business or run a business, you increase the risk 100-fold. A lot more chance that you're going to go bankrupt. And so, what's your household income, sir?
About $120,000 to $130,000, depending on overtime.
Good for you. So, if you took out a $150,000 loan, how fast could you pay it back?
Running the numbers that we ran, given the market now, and obviously as long as it doesn't just completely tank out, within about 2 years to 3 at the most, by your third round of calves, everything should be completely paid off, and it would be profit after that minus operational costs.
Yeah. So what would be wrong with starting a little bit smaller and taking 4 years and making the thing cash flow its way to the exact same position? Buy a third of what you're talking about buying with cash.
Okay.
And make that third buy the next third and buy the next third. You don't need any money out of this cattle operation. You could pour every single dollar of profit into growing it. Agreed?
Correct. Yeah, that would be the plan.
Because you have a good income at home already. And so I think it's what we call in business organically growing the business with your cash, your own cash. And that's what we've done here, although we weren't able to do it as fast as you're going to be able to do it. And that's assuming cattle prices don't do what they have done in the past, which is they're all over the freaking place, as you know. I'm sure you've looked at the trend lines on that. It's scary. So there's times the market has tanked, and it's an agricultural product, and so it's a lot more unpredictable than some other types of businesses. So you've got to be very, very careful. But if I were in your shoes, I would scratch the itch, but I would save up $50,000, $75,000 in cash by living on nothing, and I'd dump every bit of that in there, and then I'd take every dime of profit and use it to grow the business. And I think you'll be there 1 year later than you would have been there if you borrowed the money and everything went perfect, which, by the way, nothing ever goes perfect.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, the cows get sick. There's all kinds of problems. There's, the Brazilians decide they're going to come in and, upset the beef market. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how all this works, but there's always something, right?
Correct.
So, I would rather you do that and be tired and stretched on your cash, and then no one's going to take it away from you. You're not going to lose everything because you rolled the dice on this particular horse race. I just crossed metaphors.
You did. That's all right.
That makes sense. A follow-up to that would be is if you were to cash flow this, what's your opinion on, like leasing pasture and stuff? Do you look at that as debt, or is that looked at a little bit different?
No, that's just overhead. That's like lands. That's just like that's like leasing a building to run your business in, instead of buying the building. There's no problem. I would rent the pasture for sure.
Okay.
Because now we've got two businesses. If you buy the pasture, you got two businesses. You got the real estate business and the farming business.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like me. I've got this building here that's 650,000 square feet, like, $600 million property, right? So I've got this piece of real estate. I'm in the real estate business, and I've got a business that's inside the real estate. But I've got two things going on here, very substantial things. Ramsey and a big old piece of real estate, big campus here, right? I mean, I'm in the office building business, period. No matter how you cut it. And you can mix those two together and act like, well, they're all one thing. No, they're really not. I've got a big old office building. I could have leased it. There's 6 of them right down the road down here. I could have leased another one and not put $500 million into this thing, right? So that's the thing. So just you no need to get in the real estate business. I just lease it. If you're going to start a restaurant, for God's sakes, don't buy the building.
Oh gosh, please no.
Just rent the building and get started. You start a daycare, rent the building, and just don't get in the real estate business until you've been in business a long time and you've got a predictable environment. But you don't have that there until then. So wow, cool. I think we won that one.
Yeah, I think he's going to take your advice.
I think he's going to do it.
I believe in him.
I like it. I like Logan. All right, that's kind of nice. I like getting one occasionally. Leona's in Cincinnati. Hi, Leona. How are you?
Hi, Dave. Hi, Jade. I'm good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So I have a quick question. Mm-hmm. So my husband and I, we have a 1-year-old, and we recently moved, well, not recently, last year. We had switched from our apartment because of noisy neighbors and went to a townhome. The townhome, when we moved in there, it was not great. And we sent several emails to the leasing office about the issues that we were having and, mold and spiders everywhere and centipedes and all these things happening in there. We told them that we are not happy with the townhome, and they said they'll fix things. Months went by, they weren't fixing anything. So we decided to just break our lease because I have Legal Shield through my job, and I reached out to an attorney through there, and they said, well, they failed to provide suitable living conditions. I have pictures of everything, and you don't owe anything. So you can break your lease and you'll be fine.
Oh, boy. That was not good advice.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, you got what you paid for with that lawyer.
Did you send them? Did you send them anything in writing? Did you do your due diligence other than just making a phone call?
Oh, no. So we definitely sent pictures You mean to the leasing office or to Legal Shield?
Both. Did you send them? Did you let them know that you were seeking legal counsel on behalf? Like, did you go through the due diligence of making sure that they understand what's going on?
So I called the leasing office. My husband went up there because they weren't responding to my emails. My husband went up there. He talked to them. They said, okay, we'll take care of things. A couple months went by. Nothing was happening. The most they did was change the tray in the dishwasher.
Okay, so
stop.
The
head office.
Let's just stop. I mean, you just moved out when you got mad because you called Legal Shield and they said you could.
Yeah, well, we weren't planning to break our lease because we did that before to move to where we are now, and that was not fun. So we said we're not going to break a lease unless we get some kind of advice that we can. So after we called the head office, the property management company or whoever, we talked to the district manager. They said, okay, definitely send us emails and everything, all the pictures that you've been reaching out to them about and everything. Did that, no response. Called again, left a voice message, not getting any response. So the Legal Shield attorney said they sent them a letter to the leasing office and the property management company and saying that they failed to provide whatever suitable living conditions for us and our child. So we don't owe them anything. So because of that, we decided to just break our lease because they weren't fixing anything. We asked them multiple times, are you going to send
Well, then this is on Legal Shield. Legal Shield needs to defend you for free.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're
gonna get sued. I can promise you. I promise you, 100% this landlord's coming after you. You don't have the option of just walking away because I got some bugs. Even if you send them pictures and even if they don't answer you, even if they're jerks, even if they have horrible service, it's not how it works. I mean, so now Legal Shield's bit this off. Right. They need to pick it up and close the deal, and they're not going to be able to. This is going to be horrible for you. If collectors are blowing up your phone every day and you're living in constant fear of the next call, you're not living. You're surviving. You don't need more noise or more stress. You need help you can trust. That's why I recommend Guardian Litigation Group. Guardian isn't a call center reading from a script. They're real attorneys who can step into the courtroom and fight back when creditors try to sue you. Debt settlement isn't glamorous. It's not the preferred path. I'd still rather see you pay it off the old-fashioned way. But if you're overwhelmed, out of options, and trying to avoid bankruptcy, Guardian can help quiet the chaos and give you a real way forward with no upfront fees. Their attorneys have helped more than 55,000 people settle over $600 million in debt. And when the noise stops, you can breathe again. To learn more, go to guardianlit.com/Ramsey. That's guardianlit.com/Ramsey.
Attorney advertising. Results may vary and no specific outcome is guaranteed.
Welcome back to the Ramsey Show in the Fair Winds Credit Union studio. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. Jade Warshaw, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author, is my co-host. Diane is in Chicago. Hey, Diane, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Oh, yeah, same here. Well, thank you for taking my call. I currently have quite a bit of money in the bank, I feel. And I am thinking about my retirement, and I'd like to know how best I should invest it in order to make it last through retirement.
How much is it?
I have $600,000 in the bank.
Wow.
I'm debt free. I have just $250,000 in retirement, which I don't know what to do with because it's been with a payroll service since we had owned our own business. And it's just been sitting there. I don't know what to do with it. I know nothing about it. I wasn't actively involved in our business. I stayed home and took care of our kids, raised them, and have decided to go into my own franchise. And so I know that I will be using some of that money for the franchise, but I don't know that just sitting in a bank is the best place for it.
Yeah. How old are you?
57.
Okay. And you said you were not involved in the business, and now you're opening a franchise with the business money.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your
my
husband was running the business?
Yes.
Where is he?
He's at home. He is supporting me on my business. He's hoping at some point he'll be able to branch out and do something on his own. But everything's been in my name. The bank accounts, the houses, the business. We sold the business last year, and then
that where the $600,000 came from?
Yeah, we sold it for $1.2 million, but we were given a large lump sum, and we paid off some unexpected, unknown debts.
Like, okay, unknown. You're being cryptic.
I didn't know about it.
You're gonna have to tell. You're gonna have to tell us what's going on, because you're not. That's not making sense.
My husband has a gambling debt.
Oh.
I don't know what he gets. He gets a set amount every month that comes in that he collects, and he uses that for extracurricular activities. I have no idea what he uses it for.
You don't know how much he's...
Oh, no, I know how much he gets. He gets $3,600 a month, and that's his play money.
Okay.
I get $750
so he's basically got a gambling problem that ran you guys deeply in debt, and that's why everything's in your name.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
So who's supplying the $3,600 a month for him to continue gambling?
We have $2,500 coming in from a rental that that person bought the business, and he has the option to buy by the end of the year for $350,000 if he exercises that right. And then he also gets Social Security, $1,100 a month.
Okay. So at this point, you're okay with losing $40,000 a year with your husband?
No, I'm not, but I have no control over that.
What's the plan moving forward? Does he know that? Does he know that he has a problem?
You apparently have a lot of control. You got everything in your name.
Right, everything's in my name. He knows that I'm opening up this franchise, which will be approximately $125,000 to open the franchise on my own.
Mm-hmm.
He's just kind of like letting me leave the money in the bank, but I feel like it's not getting the best return. So I'm looking for ways that I can invest it.
Yeah. I mean, we could tell you to get with the SmartVestor Pro and invest that money, but I really don't feel like that's the issue of the conversation.
Yeah, there's so much going on. Here's the problem. It's hard to fill up a hole while somebody's digging out the bottom.
Right.
And that's kind of what we're hearing here. But you feel like you've got his gambling addiction under control, and I question that because I've seen so many. Well, I mean, but and so as long as you keep the stuff in your name, I guess you have the option of divorce at some point if he runs up. Let's say he runs up $1 million gambling debt, and you don't want to pay it with the money that's in your name, then you've only got one option at that point. So anyway, that's what you're facing. So yeah, I would take the $600,000 and I'd take the $250,000 and I would sit down with a SmartVestor Pro and begin to invest it in good mutual funds. If it averages 10% or more, it will double every 7 years. So you basically got $1 million in 7 years. At 64 years old, you'd have $2 million. At 7 more years, at 71 years old, you'd have $4 million. So you're going to be fine if you do that and you don't piss it away with this franchise, if this franchise doesn't go belly up on you. And so it sounds like you've never run a business before. He ran the business before, and now you're buying a franchise. So that's a little concerning.
Is the franchise in the same field of expertise, or is it something totally different?
No, it's something that I'm passionate about, something that is for me, not for him. Yeah. I don't expect his involvement in it, but I'm very confident and very passionate about this, and I'm expecting for it to be very successful. And I have a family that is willing to stand behind me and support me. So that's not even a question whether or not that's going to be successful. I'm confident that it will be.
Yeah, I got to tell you that's not true in the small business world. So there is risk that you're not perceiving, apparently. So, yeah, you're going to buy it and you're going to do it. But I want to insulate you from you and this bad decision, if it's a bad decision. Mm-hmm. And I want to insulate you from him and his continuous bad decisions with $600,000 or more going over in a regular, low-risk investment in comparison to gambling and in comparison to franchise purchasing. And so let's put some money over there. So if these other two things go sideways and this plan doesn't work, then, you've at least got that money working for you. So, yeah, you need to sit down and do that. And you need to put a real limit on the amount of dollars you're going to pour into the franchise before it starts giving you money back instead of you putting money into it.
Absolutely.
And because if you don't, with the level of unrealistic optimism that you're coming at this with, and you're positive, how positive you are about it, then you're going to end up going $300,000 in the hole on this thing. And if you want to put 125 in it and you believe in it, go do it. Go live your dream. I ain't got a problem with that. What I've got a problem with is these absolute statements. And I've been in business my whole life, and there is no absolute 100%. People are behind me. I feel positive. It's an area I'm passionate about. None of that may matter. You may still lose all that money. So don't go into this $300,000 with all your positivity. If you want to put 125 in it, do it, and then I'd put the rest of it over and with a SmartVestor Pro and some good mutual funds, and to where it's protected from this business risk and the gambling risk, and separate these things.
Yeah, I'm going to call it like I heard it. It almost sounded like this business for you is some sort of retaliatory thing against him to kind of prove that you're doing your thing over here. And I would just say, draw a line in the sand and set some boundaries about how long you're going to endure this and to what point before you go and do the things that you need to do, and make that separation so that he can get the help that he needs, because allowing this to persist doesn't feel like the answer. It feels like it's breeding resentment from you.
Oh, for sure. It kind of should.
Absolutely.
Most people just drift through life with their money. No plan, no budget, stuck on autopilot. But winning with money is intentional. That's why I love Fair Winds Credit Union. They've built tools for people who don't want gimmicks or games. Their Smart Bundle includes a high-yield savings account to help your emergency fund grow, and their Spend Smart checking account won't nickel and dime you to death with fees like other banks. Plus, it comes with the Ramsey Be Weird debit card, which says debt is normal, be weird, right on the front of it. It keeps you connected to your budget, and every time you use it, it's a reminder. You control your money, not the other way around. Fair Winds Credit Union is for people who are serious about taking control of their money. So if you're ready to stop drifting and start building wealth on purpose, open your Smart Bundle today at fairwinds.org/Ramsey. That's fairwinds.org/Ramsey, insured by the NCUA. You sick and tired of being sick and tired? Sick and tired of working and having nothing to show for it? Well, you don't have to live that way. Our Every Dollar Budget app helps you find extra money every month and build you a personalized plan to get out of debt and build wealth. In just 15 minutes, you're going to find thousands in hidden margin, and you'll feel like you got a raise. Don't be normal. Normal sucks when you can live like no one else. Start Every Dollar for free in the App Store or Google Play. The Ramsey Show question of the day is brought to you by Why Refi. When your private student loans are in default, your progress stalls out. Why Refi helps you restart by refinancing defaulted private student loans into low fixed rate payment that fits your budget, and you can stop spinning your wheels. Go to yrefy.com/Ramsey. That's the letter Y, .com/Ramsey might not be in all states.
All right. Today's question comes from Steve in West Virginia. He says, I'm 66 years old and have been retired for 5 years. I have $500,000 in retirement funds, but I have 2 debts, $40,000 in credit card debt and $150,000 on my mortgage. I have Social Security and pension income of $6,000 per month. Should I pay off my debt to reduce my withdrawal each month from my 401k? I wish I had a little bit more information, but off the top, I would say yes, because to have your mortgage paid for, that's money that you're not going to have to take a draw on. And my guess, I don't know what your expenses are every month, but my guess is you probably are living okay on the $6,000 per month if you don't have a single debt in the world.
Now,
and it's
make
just
sure
you.
Yeah, make sure you cut up the stupid credit cards and you get on a budget so you don't spend more than you make again.
Yeah, that's really what you need to do.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's old debt.
Credit card debt is not the problem. It's the symptom of you overspending.
Yeah, and if it's old debt and you're like, hey, I'm not on that lifestyle anymore, I just still have it laying around, absolutely paid off. But if it's current debt, then Dave is absolutely right about that.
Mike's in Virginia Beach. Hey, Mike, how are you?
Good. How you guys doing?
Better than we deserve. What's up?
My wife and her siblings inherited some money from their dad when he passed away several years back, and one of the siblings is the executor, and they said they're not going to tell one of the other siblings about it because they don't feel that they're financially responsible, and they're just going to hold their money back from them.
Oh.
And I say that's not, that ain't their call.
You're exactly right.
Okay, well, I'm smarter than I look sometimes.
The executor, the reason they're called an executor is they're to execute.
Right.
They're execute what the will said. It didn't say you're a trust officer and you get to decide what's best. It said you execute what the will says. It's your only option. Yeah. Even if you don't like it, even if you don't agree with it. You have one option when you're the executor, and that's to execute what the will says. Otherwise, the people on the other side of it are going to sue your butt, and they're going to win because you violated your fiduciary responsibility.
What's your wife think?
She agrees with me.
Okay.
You guys got your part, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would tell the executor that they're being stupid and they're going to get sued.
Well, I kind of did that.
Yeah, well, then you've done your job and leave it alone. It's not your problem anymore.
How much is it?
Yeah. I think it was like $8,000 or $10,000 each.
Oh, it's not enough to mess with. But here's the thing. The person finds out that they were not given the money they're supposed to be given. The person that is the executor is in deep kimchi legally.
Well, that's what I kind of figured.
Yep, for sure. For sure, but there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, it's just, these are people doing whatever they want to do, and that's what people do all the time. That's the problem. When you pick the executor of your will, folks, you need to pick someone who's going to have the integrity to execute your will.
Yeah.
What is it you will to happen?
That's right.
That's what that means.
They need to be Switzerland.
Yeah.
Did you say deep kimchi?
I just did.
Okay, just checking.
Just make sure. Things come up in the Rolodex. Nora is in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Hi, Nora. What's up?
Hi, Dave and Jade. Excited to talk to you today. I have an exciting question for you. I want to know, should we buy a new car with cash or pay off our house?
Ooh, my favorite type of question. Tell us more.
Okay, so we are in baby steps 4, 5, and 6. We've been on the Ramsey plan for a solid 7 years. We have $60,000 saved for the vehicle in a high-yield savings account. But then when we were doing our annual budget meeting, we were also looking at our brokerage account, which is sitting at $35,000.
Okay.
Our mortgage is approximately $83,000 left.
Okay.
So if we liquidate that brokerage account, we could pay off the home and be done.
And still have an emergency fund?
Yeah, we do have $10,000 set aside for an emergency fund beyond those
small.
two amounts.
That's a bit small.
Is that what it would be if the house were gone?
Yeah, well, we use the brokerage account as a backup emergency.
Yeah, you don't
fund.
have that anymore in this scenario.
We have $10,000 in our bank account now as a
I know,
backup.
but if you use the brokerage account and you use the $60,000 from the car and you pay off the house, you're down to $10,000, which isn't much.
Well, we want to spend approximately $50,000 on a car.
No,
so we know if we
are you
liquidate
listening?
all
No.
of it-
He's saying if you pay the house off.
I say if you pay the house off, you got nothing but $10,000 left. right?
We also have a $10,000 savings account that is just the side emergency fund.
Oh, so you have $20,000.
So we would have 20.
Understood.
If the house is paid off. Okay, that's what I didn't understand. All right. Is your net worth over $1 million?
It is, sir.
And this is a brand new car?
New to us.
Oh, it's not a brand new car.
It might be a year old.
Okay, that's not a brand new car. It either is or it isn't. Okay. All right. Now, so, wow.
I mean, how long would it take you? You could do either. I don't think there's a wrong answer here. How long would it take you if you were to pay off the house? How quickly could you save back up $60,000 and buy the car you want?
We think by probably August.
Oh, crap.
I got to be honest. There's not a wrong answer. I'd probably pay the house off.
Yeah, there is a wrong answer. Don't buy the car. Pay the house off and then go buy the car.
You would?
I would never buy that car.
I wouldn't buy the car. I would pay the house off. But I'm just saying, do you think she'd be dead wrong?
Yeah, because in 8 months you can go get the car anyway.
That's what I said.
So get the house paid off.
Just saying.
What are your priorities here? Your priorities are get the house paid off, not buy a stupid car. Stupid cars you can get. I got a stupid car today. I don't mind getting a stupid car. Cars are fine, but they go down in value. How's it go up in value? Yeah.
But do you think that lightning would strike her down had she done the other way?
Lightning doesn't strike you down on anything on this show, hardly. I'm definitely paying the house off 100% today.
That's what I would do.
I'd pay it off today. And then I'd save like crazy and go buy the car that you want.
And you might even get a nicer car.
Parking it in the driveway of a paid-for house. Hello. No question that's the order things got to go down. Definitely. So here's the thing. And I'm a car guy. I've own a bunch of different vehicles here and there. And they all go down in value.
Yeah.
And so you can't put appreciating assets in the same sentence with the largest depreciating asset that we buy, even if you've got a high net worth.
But what sent you over the edge was the fact that they owed so little on the mortgage.
Yeah, it's simple.
Yeah.
I mean, if she owed $500,000 on the mortgage, then we could have a different discussion.
Yeah. Or even 100. Well, let's see. My tipping point probably would have been like 250.
Yeah. I mean, the point is that this is very doable very quickly, and so it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. So do it the right way.
Yes. I'm with you.
And let your actions reflect that you've got an understanding of how these assets work.
Right.
Because 5 years from today, that $50,000 car is worth $15,000.
Yes, and that's going to be painful. Hopefully you keep it for a very long time.
5 years from today, that house will have doubled twice.
Yes.
So, I mean, there's no question where I'm going with this. And it doesn't mean you never buy a car. I bought one today. Or literally.
You bought a car today?
Bought a car today, yeah.
What'd you get?
I got the new Bronco Raptor.
Look at you.
Yeah, so I just wanted one. But I'm not mad about cars. That's not the point. That's not the point. The point is they go down in value and they need to be a minor part of your overall life. I love entrepreneurs. Don't forget, guys, I started my company on a card table myself. So I know what it's like to have people counting on you, your team, your family, not to mention your customers. And when you're the one signing the paychecks, you can't afford to fly blind. But I'll be honest, early on, one thing that nearly sunk us was wasting time with spreadsheets that didn't add up because business units didn't talk to each other. I finally told my team, just fix it. And they did. We got NetSuite. That was years ago, and we've never looked back. See, NetSuite isn't just for tech giants. It's built for growing businesses like yours. Over 43,000 businesses already run on NetSuite, including a lot that started just like you. And now, with built-in AI, NetSuite is helping them even more. It's one system connected to every part of your business for real-time insights. not guesswork. NetSuite AI flags inventory issues, cash flow risks, even supplier delays before they become problems. So you can trust the data, stop wasting time, and make the right decisions faster. Take a free product tour today at netsuite.com/Ramsey. That's netsuite.com/Ramsey. In the lobby of Ramsey Solutions on the debt-free stage, Nathan and Megan are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
Hi, Dave. Doing well. Great to be here.
Good to have you. Where do y'all live?
We live in Woodstock, Georgia.
Oh, yeah, just down the road. Well, welcome to Nashville.
Thank you.
Good to have you guys. And how much debt have you paid off?
We paid off $155,000 in just under 5 years.
Good for
Way
you.
to go.
And your range of income during that time?
Starting income was $100,000 and ending income was $145,000.
Very cool. What do y'all do for a living?
So I work in technology. I manage a whole tech team in the convenience industry.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Fun.
And I worked part-time in a credit department at a staffing company during that time.
Okay, good.
What kind of debt was it?
It was our mortgage.
I think so.
Looking at weird people.
I know.
That's right.
Very cool. How much is this house worth?
About $450 now.
Good for you guys.
Awesome.
And you've been putting money in your retirement all along, so
That's
how
right.
much is in that?
About $300.
All
Way to
right.
go.
Very good. Almost millionaires now.
That's right.
Look at you guys.
Wow.
And, how old are you two?
I'm 28.
And I'm 29.
So you guys started this in your early 20s.
Yes.
That's right.
Our goal was to get it paid off before Nathan turned 30 in March.
And you did
Wow.
it.
So
Whoop, 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 whoop.
paid it off on Christmas Day,
Yay.
2025.
Wow, that's awesome. So
All
you
right.
must have.
Tell us the story. How do you guys be smart enough to do this at 22 years old?
Well, honestly, he listened to you since he was
About 12 years old. So
yeah, 12
I
years
grew
old.
up and we didn't have TV. So as a teenager, I couldn't go to bed early. So I'd turn on my clock radio to Dave Ramsey, and I didn't quite get everything at the time of what you were saying, but I started picking it up, and then it really just comes from my parents instilling, hey, if you're going to accomplish anything, you got to work for it. So then, following your steps along the way, we did Financial Peace University right after we were married, and worked as a team together.
Wow, very cool.
Yep.
So your mom and dad were doing this stuff, and then you're hearing the stuff on talk radio back in the day.
Yes, yeah, and it was really just instilling, if you want anything in life, you have to work for it. So
Right.
that was what my parents gave me, and then you gave me the tools to, the tools to work together and accomplish this.
Yeah. We also bought a fixer-upper that needed a lot of equity, or a lot of sweat equity.
Oh my gosh, I see
and
the picture.
So that's what it
Whoa.
used to look like, and we worked really hard on it, and it's in Woodstock, which is where we wanted to grow
smokes.
up. Wanted the kids to grow up, and
Doesn't even look like the same house.
Yeah,
so that's where we live
yeah,
now.
that was the dream. Just putting our hard work into it, and not
Wow.
just expecting things to come to us and working for what we wanted.
Looks like it started with a chainsaw.
Yeah, that's right.
It did.
Wow.
And lots of poison ivy.
Yeah.
So the moment
that
you
thing's-
bought it, you knew you were going to pay it off fast. Like you already.
Yes.
That was the whole idea.
Yes,
Yes.
definitely. We
Yeah.
wanted to attack it,
So Megan, when you're dating a guy that at 12 years old is listening to a financial show on talk radio before he
Yes.
goes to bed, you might be dating a nerd.
I know. I learned this a lot from him, and then he got me onto you too. And he is a little bit of a nerd.
So
I
it
will say.
sounds like he was an attractive nerd.
He was tall, dark, and handsome. I was very, it
didn't take much
financial.
convincing.
Yes. So, and I truly, once I learned it too, once we did Financial Peace, I was all in as well. We were just trying to do it together, and I think that's one of the keys too, is just doing it together.
Well,
You
guys
guys
are
throw
gonna
those
be
pictures up again on
bazillionaires.
YouTube in case someone is 23 years old and thinks it's impossible to buy a house. You can buy that house. Looks like a jungle. Put it back up there. Looks like a dadgum jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the... Yeah.
It
And
was
you said it's
vacant.
worth $400 now?
$450 now. And,
Yeah, our
and
neighborhood.
Woodstock's sweet.
Oh, we
it's
love
a
it.
great area.
Dave
That's
always
awesome.
says it's important to dream together. So it took us 2 years to convince this lady it was vacant to sell us the home. And we would drive by and she would get annoyed at me. And I'd go, that's our home. See our home? And we didn't even have it under contract yet. But
Like
we'd dream
every
and we'd
time we
stare
would
at
drive
it.
by it.
And,
Yep.
following the principles of going, hey, we wanted a 15-year mortgage, not more than 20% of our take-home pay.
How did you get her to sell it?
Well, honestly,
Persistence.
I was her friend for 2 years. She didn't know anyone else, and I honestly didn't think we were going to get it most of the time. But I just told her whenever she wants to sell, she'll think of us first. And one day after 2 years, she said, "All right, I'm ready to sell."
Yeah,
So-
we wrote her letters, drove to her house at a different residence.
She wasn't.
and
It was vacant.
Yeah,
It was vacant.
It
She
looks
lived
like
up
it.
in
Yeah.
a different place, and we drove there.
So smart.
And got her phone number, and they talked on the phone every month until she's decided to say,
Till she relented.
"We're ready." Yeah.
Wow.
I love this guy. This is
Wow.
incredible.
And of
Thank
course, you
you.
cash flowed all the
Yep.
upgrades. You
We
did the
did.
inside and the
Oh,
outside.
we did. We went down to the studs, and it was, I had some family help, but it was all us just working through it. We did gas, electrical, plumbing. We did the septic system, and we did everything.
So you pay. I just need America to hear this. You
They
completely.
cash flowed all of that and paid off the
Yes, in
155,000
5
on the mortgage.
years.
Right.
Yeah,
Wow.
so you 26-years-olds that are whining, I can't buy a house right
No,
now. Trump
you're
has ruined the
absolutely right.
world. Oh, kiss my butt. These guys right here hold their beer.
Yeah.
Look at this. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, tell them what they need to know because there's a lot of naysayers out there. Tell them what they need to know.
Absolutely. Dave, you preach it. I actually saw the bumper sticker over there, and I love it. And it was pray like everything depends on God and work like everything depends on you. And that was us going into this. I tell everyone that'll listen. I'm annoying. I'll get passionate about it, but you're the problem. You're the solution. Work hard. I can't stand anyone that says anything different, but there's more opportunity in America than there has ever been in any country for all of history. So work for it. It's easy to look at all the obstacles and say, hey, I can't do this, but roll up your sleeves and get to work. Work is underestimated, and working together as a team, this has just helped us in our marriage. And, now we have a home for our kids, and we're just going to continue building the dream.
You guys
Mic
are
drop. You can pull that headset off and slam it on the floor.
No, don't.
Don't do that.
It looks expensive.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Well
say too, just eat at home and practical things like being content with what you have, not comparing yourself to the people around you, and also just work in side hustles. We both worked during this whole process. I was stay-at-home mom, but also trying to help provide some income during that time. And Nathan worked really hard at his job just to work his way up, but also worked side hustles. So do the things that are required to get to that point, but also just enjoy your life and be content with what you have already.
Well, I mean, you're not even 30 years old. You have a paid-for $500,000 house. You're well on your way to being millionaires within the next probably 36 months or so. The way the markets are moving and everything's happening. You guys are in really, really good shape. Congratulations. I'm very proud of you. I know your parents are proud of you.
Thank you.
Your children, you're heroes. You have changed your family tree. So your secret is work at it and stick together.
Yeah, and just don't take no for an answer. You know, if someone tells you no, just figure another way to do it.
Yeah, there's always another way to get it done.
Wow. That's amazing. I have one more question. When you went to buy this house, how did you set your expectations? Because a lot of people would have seen that before you renovated it and said, that's a shack. I'm not going to spend my money on that. How did you know to do that?
Well, great question. I mean, my whole life it's been, what do people, we're so wealthy as a country, people throw away great things that we can work hard and make beautiful. So going into it, it was horrible looking on the inside, but we were just looking and we had talked about it. What are the bones? What can't we change? Let's make sure that's good. We can work hard on everything else and change that.
Change some paint colors, change the flooring.
That's
just
right.
kind of see past that stuff on the outside and just look at the beauty on the inside. And there were no mold issues, no flooring, foundation issues. Like, we were very blessed. God blessed us with this home too. Like, we were put in all the right situations where we were like, this is not just coincidental.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
So
amen.
good, guys.
Well done. All right, bring the kiddos up. Let's get their names and ages.
Oh boy, are they cute.
They are cute.
Oh, there's more of them than I thought.
you.
Yes.
They just keep coming.
Yes. We paid it off when he was 10 days old.
Oh.
What a guy.
Yes, baby
All right,
James.
So what's his name?
This is James.
James.
He's 2 months now.
All right, and the girls?
This is Emmy. She's 5. And then Lily is 2.
All right.
Yes.
You guys your parents are heroes. You don't even know it yet. You're too young. But someday you'll know they're the ones that changed the family tree. Way to go. All right, Nathan and Megan, count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream. $155,000 paid off in 5 years, making $140. Almost baby steps millionaires already at 30 years old. Let's hear it.
3, 2, 1. We're debt-free!
Yeah!
love it. Wow.
Those kids are cute.
They are. I love it. That's amazing,
awesome.
Dave.
Wow.
Amazing.
Oh, it can't be done. We're all going to die. Not if you're Nathan and Megan. They got it figured out, baby. Finally, mortgage rates have dropped, and you know what that means? People who've been sitting on the sidelines are about to jump back in to the housing market. So if you've been waiting to buy, this could be your window, but you've got to be prepared and do it the Ramsey way. You need to contact Churchill Mortgage. Their Home Buyer Edge program gives you peace of mind in a wild market. You can cap your rate for 90 days, so if rates go up, you're protected. If rates go down, Churchill will drop yours automatically. And get this, Churchill will even back your offer with a $10,000 seller guarantee. So if your loan falls through due to financing, the seller still gets paid. That's how confident Churchill is. Plus, when you shop as a Churchill certified home buyer, it's stronger than pre-approval. It makes you look like a cash buyer, which makes your offer rise to the top. So don't let this moment pass you by. Get ready now. Go to ChurchillMortgage.com to get started today. That's ChurchillMortgage.com.
This is a paid advertisement. Homebuyer Edge and Seller Guarantee are available for qualifying borrowers and select loan types only, and not available in all states or locations. NMLS ID 1591. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Equal Housing Lender.
Mark is in Mobile, Alabama. Hey, Mark, how are you?
Doing good. How about you, Mr. Ramsey?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So I work offshore, and I make about $90,000 a year, and I'm gone 20 days out of the month, and I'm home for 10. And my wife would like me home, and I'd also like to be home too, because later we'd also like to maybe start having kids and starting having a family. We are on baby step 2, and just wondering what y'all would think about that, if I need to stay on the boat till we get baby step 2 paid off, or would it still be okay to come home?
I mean, gosh, that's a long time to be gone.
What's it mean how long are you going to be gone? I mean, how much debt do you have, and how quick will you get paid off?
So we have $23,000 in consumer debt beside our house.
Mm-hmm.
I bring home $5,800. Our bills is $3,600 roughly, and then we have $2,100 left over that we could put towards debt.
Okay, so you'll be debt free in like 10 months, except your house.
Sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, and you make 90, and you're only coming home with 5,800. There's something wrong with that. Where's all that money going? That's a lot of withholding.
90 is before taxes, and I do have insurances through work, and I also have a life insurance policy through work that I took out a little bit extra. I'm in the process of getting rid of that life insurance policy and going to term life.
Good.
Okay.
Okay, and that'll increase your take-home pay as well.
What about your wife? What's she doing?
She is not doing anything right now. She is in the process of going to the post office, so about March or April, she will be working at the post office.
And what'll that bring monthly and yearly?
Roughly $3,000 to $3,500 a month.
Okay.
So you're going to cut your pay by $30,000 or $40,000, and she's going to increase hers by $30,000 or $40,000 by you coming off the boat.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that right?
Yes, sir.
You got a job lined up if you did that?
I don't have a job lined up right now. I have been looking at different jobs. I just wanted to get someone's opinion on what they would do if they would finish paying debt off, or
I mean, if you can
anything
line
like that.
something up that's in line with when she starts working, I would do that in 2 seconds.
Yeah, your household is going to have the same money coming in. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I mean, you're going to get something that's not going to pay as much as a boat, but you're going to get something. I mean, you need to go search out the job market and figure out what you can land. You might land something almost as much as you're getting paid offshore. I don't think so, but you might.
Yes, sir. Well, the job I'm looking at now, it starts out at $40,000 a year, and then within 2 years you can be bumped up to $70,000 to $80,000.
Doing what?
So there is margin. Being a steel mill worker in Mobile.
Okay. All right. Well, here's the thing. We're not really cutting your income from 90 to 40. Really, your household income is going to be the same because she's going to go to work and make up the difference. Is that a correct statement?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Based on that, I'm coming home.
Yes, sir.
And take the steel mill job, and let's get started, because you're going to be out of debt in the same time as if she didn't work and you stayed on the boat. See?
Yes, sir.
You still ought to be able to get out of debt in 8 or 10 months. And no eating out. Both of you take extra jobs, do everything you can, and you're still going to be home more doing that than you would have been on the rig and offshore. And yeah, I think I am coming home based on all of this. But if the only part of the equation was I'm just simply going to cut my income in half, then I might stay 10 more months and knock it out.
For the 10 months, yeah.
I might stay another 6 months and knock it out, whatever. But, the fact that she's going to be making up some of the difference, you're taking a job that's going to escalate in income over the next couple of years a lot, and you can pick up extra jobs, and you can get on the every dollar budget and tighten up.
That's right.
I put all of that in there. Yeah, I'd want to come home. Yeah. I've traveled a lot with what I do over the years, but very seldom have I done 1 month or 20-day stretches. Most of the time it's a 5-day thing or a 2-day thing or something like that. I'm out and back, and that's not nearly as strenuous as being gone from the family like an over-the-road truck driver or military being deployed or working offshore like this.
That's right.
And so, but you can make some money, and when the Iraqi war, for instance, was wrapping up, there was a lot of civilian positions where people could go over there for 6 months or 8 months and make $200,000 or $300,000 doing stuff. And people were doing that for a short period of time to leapfrog forward. And that I might be willing to do something like that if I was paying a price to win.
Sure.
But I got to see the end to it.
That's right.
And so, yeah, I think I would do that.
Yeah, she really is the key to this equation.
Yes.
Her working is the key to all of this.
Exactly. And so if you guys start having kids, she doesn't get to quit unless your income has come up.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you're going to have to manage that and keep all that stuff tied in there together. Sarah is with us in Columbia, South Carolina. Hi, Sarah. How are you?
Good. Thanks, Dave and Jade, for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
I recently became guardian of my dad. He has dementia.
Oh,
sorry.
And we have moved him into a senior apartment.
Mm-hmm.
My question is about his finances. I'm not sure what to do with everything that he has, trying to honor what he has done and saved and worked for, but also what to do moving forward with all of his finances. We're going to sell his house, so I'm not sure what to do with those funds.
Mm-hmm. Well, we would just manage it for his good. Agreed?
Yes.
Yeah. Does he have bills that need to be paid?
Yes.
How much debt does he have?
No debt.
Oh.
That's good.
So the only bills are this assisted living situation.
Yeah, it's not a problem of not enough money. I'm not sure what to do with all of his money.
Okay.
What will happen when you sell the house? How much will you have?
About $400,000.
And how much do you have now in other accounts?
He's got $355,000 in an IRA, $369,000 in a Roth, $177,000 in a non-retirement. And those are all three with the same financial institution.
Okay.
And then in a bank, he's got $315,000, which I know I should move some of that, but I don't know what to do with it.
So he's got like $1.5 million, so he's in really good shape. Way to go, Dad.
Yes. Yeah.
Good. And
Agreed.
And you have full power of attorney.
Guardianship, which is above power of attorney.
Right. But I mean, you've got the ability to do with this as you will for his benefit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
So I would get on RamseySolutions.com and click on SmartVestor Pro and sit and talk to one of the SmartVestor Pro financial advisors that we have endorsed. They don't work for us, but they have the heart of a teacher, and say, I've got this $1.5 million. I want to put it in a place that will care for him and that it will grow without much risk.
Okay.
And so I think you can pick out a series of low risk, but not volatile mutual funds, something like some S&P type stuff, and let the money sit there and grow, and the growth will easily care for him. And you can put it in a situation where it's very easy to manage and without taking a big, huge boatload of risk, and just sit there and talk to them, and their job is to teach you how to make these decisions on behalf of your dad.
Is it smarter to separate some of those funds and put them in two different financial places, or is it better to keep it all in one?
I would have it in one.
Okay.
Yeah, and just because but you're making the decision of where it goes. So you could have it in several different mutual funds with one financial advisor.
Okay.
But you don't need two advisors. You're gonna get crossed up. And you need to get someone, but you're not doing what they say to do. They are teaching you, and they do what you say to do.
Okay.
That's how we're going to approach this. It's your job, and they're there to help you do your job. We're not looking for a babysitter, a nanny. This is not a boarding school for money. You're still the parent. Welcome back to the Ramsey Show in the Fairwinds Credit Union Studios. Jade Warshaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Tina is with us in Minneapolis. Hi, Tina. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Well, I kind of got myself in a pickle.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to try and get through this, but it's so fresh that it's really hard. My husband passed away about 4 years ago. He was in a nursing home for about 4 years before that. That ate up any money that we had saved. It was like $10,000 a month to have him there. And then he was on what's called Medicaid in Iowa, and now they're trying to sue me for $200,000 for his nursing home care. They want reimbursed.
Why?
So the only thing I had that that's just how.
Is it because they didn't think you qualified? It turned out you didn't qualify?
No, that's just part of how to Medicaid. It's a state insurance, and they want their money back. They don't tell you that when you sign up for it.
No, that's not how Medicaid works, honey. You're confused.
Well, that's what the state has.
Medicaid is not. Medicaid is administered by the state. It's a federal program, and it's welfare for poor people. And if you go to a nursing home and you qualify based on your assets and your income, Medicaid pays for it. And they don't get the money, and they don't get the money back.
Yeah, well, they keep sending a bill saying I owe $200,000. So
why?
They can't.
Why do they think you owe $200,000?
For his nursing home care.
No, honey. If he qualified for Medicaid, he doesn't owe the $200,000. They're wanting it back because they think he didn't qualify. They think you have too much in income or assets.
Well, he was on disability, and I was on disability, so.
Okay. Then you need to get an attorney to look at this and negotiate with Medicaid, because Medicaid's gotten some bad information, it sounds like. But you don't they don't just automatically sue everybody that goes into nursing home and Medicaid. That's not how it works.
Right. It was about a month after he passed away, I got this bill in the mail for $200,000.
You need to talk to an attorney about that. Now, what's the other thing that we can help you with?
Well, I sold the house because I just wasn't going to let them take that away from me, because, what they said is they can't come after me until I'm gone and passed away, and they were going to take whatever I owned as payment. And the house was too much for me anyway. I'm almost 60, so I sold it. And I got, it was paid for, so the money was mine, and I put it away in a trust account. And I had my daughter as trustee. She trusted her completely. She never did anything wrong with it. But unfortunately, when people realized I had the money, then all of the handouts came on, can you help me, can you help me, can you help me? And unfortunately, I have a giving heart, and so I helped them all, expecting to get paid back. They all promised to get it paid back. And now all I get is excuses to get it paid back when I'm financially struggling.
So you gave away how much money?
$69,000 with.
So what are you living on now? You're living on disability now?
And social, yeah, disability and widow pay.
What's the nature of your disability?
I have anxiety and panic attacks, so like stroke level panic attacks. They look like I'm having a heart attack.
Are you being treated for all of that?
Yeah, I just can't work. I went back to school to do billing and coding. I've been medical for 20 plus years, and somebody else paid for me to go back to school. So I'm taking that advantage so I can try to get a job working from home. But unfortunately, the catch-22 is they want you to have 3 years experience before they'll hire you to work remote.
Yeah. So, what are you able to live on your disability income?
Well, I was until I found a cheaper apartment. I was in an apartment that was like $875 a month plus utilities, and I found another one that's half of that.
Good. So, are you able to live on your disability now?
Well, I am, except for the debt that I've accumulated by living in that more expensive.
Oh, how much debt did you run up?
Well, I was working and I bought a car because I needed a dependable vehicle. So I owed $20,000 on it, and then I've got 2 credit cards.
Where's the car?
The car's in my garage right now. I can't even sell it. It's not worth what I owe on it.
Yeah, but it is worth something, and you could get rid of it and cut most of that debt away. Because you're living on nothing. You can't afford a $21,000 car in your garage, hon.
Right.
That's got to be sold.
I was planning on getting another job, but it just seems like I'm just running into brick walls.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got 20 years.
Well, the first thing we've got to do is quit digging the hole. Okay.
Right.
So, yeah, you need an attorney to represent you and keep Medicaid off of you.
Yeah.
You need to start talking to your relatives about trying to get some of your money back. I don't think you'll ever see any of it again. I think that's gone.
So either.
That was obviously a huge mistake. You were not in a position to be generous, regardless of what your heart was telling you. And you were in a situation that you needed generosity, not the other way around.
Right.
And so, I think... and then you guys start talking about how we can get a $5,000 car and get rid of this $21,000 car because you can't afford it. And so start making some moves in that regard. You haven't hit a brick wall. You just keep having these different things occur, and then you step into something. You step into, I give away $51,000, or I buy a $21,000 car I can't afford. And see, there's a $70,000 swing right there.
Yes.
Just in this story. And if we had that $70,000 back, you'd be in a completely different scenario. And you give an attorney $5,000 and they'll make the Medicaid thing go away. I hope he was qualified to go into a Medicaid nursing home.
It looks like unless somebody else was supposed to be responsible for it. So if you received any type of settlement, they can come back. If he was injured in any kind of accident and somebody else's insurance should have paid, they can pay for it up front and then want that money back. So I would do due diligence on that. We don't know any of the nature surrounding him going into that facility, but you should look into that and find out and make sure there is nothing on your end that might have triggered that.
Yeah, but most of the time, Medicaid is a welfare program that provides nursing home for free, and you don't have to pay it back for people that are certifiably poor.
That's right.
It's a welfare program. And they don't automatically come and want the money back. So the fact that they've done that tells me that they believe something that's not true, or he didn't qualify.
Yeah.
And you guys took care from the welfare system that you shouldn't have. And then if that's the case, you got a mess. But hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully there's just some confusion about the way the paperwork was filled out, and this thing can be made to go away. And that's most of the time what it is when you're dealing with these bureaucrats. That's how the deal works. So just keep chipping away at the different parts of this, Tina, and I think you can make your way through it. If you've been working the plan, paying off debt, saving, and changing your family tree, I'm proud of you. And if you're in baby step 4 or beyond, it's time to celebrate. The Live Like No One Else cruise is back March 14 through 21, 2027. Join the Ramsey personalities and me as we sail to Half Moon Cay, Cozumel, Jamaica, and Grand Cayman on the ultimate debt-free vacation. Cabins will sell out just like last time. Lock in yours with a $600 deposit at RamseySolutions.com/events. Well, we wish we could get to every call and every question here on the show. If you have a money question and you want an answer for your situation, you can head over to the website and use Ask Ramsey. Ask Ramsey is our free AI tool that's built and trained on proven Ramsey principles. You'll get an answer the same way we'd answer it right here on the show. Might be a little nicer. Ask your question today at RamseySolutions.com or just click the link in the description if you're listening on a podcast or on YouTube. Folks, if you're debt-free, the Live Like No One Else cruise is your chance to celebrate. Hang out with us. I'm going to be there. All the Ramsey personalities are going to be there. Sharon will be with us. Ooh. We've got new sessions on building wealth, live episodes of our shows, and the world's largest debt-free scream on the Live Like No One Else cruise. This is premium cruise line, the best of the best. We're going to be doing the Western Caribbean this time, which means Jamaica Mon. Yeah, secure your cabin with a $600 deposit. We're going to be going 1 year from March on March 2027.
Wow.
This thing is getting close to being sold out, a year away. So you want to go and get your cabin reserved now. RamseySolutions.com/events. Book your cabin today, Mon. All right, here we go. Salt Lake City is with us. Tiffany's calling. Hey, Tiffany.
Hey, Dave. Hi, Jade. How are you guys?
Better than we deserve. What's up?
First of all, I'm so nervous, so bear with me. I can feel my heart pounding in my ear.
Okay.
Doing good.
We've never lost a patient. You're going to make it.
I hope I'm not going to be the first. Well, first of all, thank you. I'm so honored to talk to you guys. You are part of my... I don't know, you became part of my life. I listen to you guys. You're kind of the dad that, I wish I would have. And Jade, you're like such a badass sister. You guys are amazing.
Thank you, friend. We're glad you're here.
Okay, so here's my little dilemma. How do I get strategically, sorry, English is my second language. I'm actually from a different country, Europe. How do I get strategically, oh Lord, you guys know what I mean.
Strategically?
Thank you. Hey, it's just the whole world is listening, that's fine. My family have loaned me so far $2.1 million. My husband and I, we own two companies. We have a framing company, steel framing company, where we do regular framings for residential new construction and the roof trusses. And we do have a construction company where we actually build the spec homes.
Do you make money?
At the point, not. We finally started making some money, or at least it looks better on paper, I guess. It took us about 2 years to everything started in 2022. We got $1.2 million from a family member to start a company where we got the machines to do those framings. They come in steel coils, and you basically just, form and build whatever you need. In 2023, we got another $200,000, and in 2024, we got another $500,000. Our family are new developers as well, so they bought a bunch of land, over 750 acres, and started developing, or just finished their first development. And we're going to be able to build 30 homes out of 50. And that's kind of why we risk it to get in that whole dilemma. My issue here is, besides that we keep getting loans, got another $200,000 from another family member. And right now we're in the process of applying for a first official loan from a bank because we keep running out of money. We self-finance-ish, I would say. Self-finance the spec homes. So every penny that we make, we put it into the homes, we sell it, and then that profit we immediately take into the next house.
Okay, so this is not working.
Even if you even if you did 50 of the 50 homes, would this make you right side up?
No.
At some point, that's the hope.
No.
But I have another...
You can't just keep borrowing money because you can't seem to make money.
Well, and here comes another big issue. I do the books for our company, and I just found out that in 2025, my husband started day trading without my knowledge, and so he tanked over $113,000. I spoke to him last week about it, and he said, he effed up. He was hoping to make fast money because nothing really worked out last year. And now there's $80 left.
Oh, boy.
So how the hell do I need help to know how do we get out of the mess? And besides that, we have a 2 and a 4-year-old, of course, on top of that.
So first thing is that if he ever comes close to day trading again, you can tell him that he's no longer your husband. There's too much stress here, and that is a breach of trust. He lied to you, and he stole the money.
Yep, I told him that too. I told him...
This is not okay. This is not okay. This is really crooked, bad stuff for anybody to do to their spouse, number one. Number two, you guys need to sit down and look at this business model and figure out when you're going to start making money, and it needs to be tomorrow. You guys need to sell some stuff off. You need to quit trying to do so dadgum much. Y'all haven't made anything yet. All you've done is borrow money and waste it.
Yeah, I mean, at least not enough. Like on paper's example,
there's no such thing as on paper. If on paper you made money, you would have some money.
Like in 2024, we made $850,000 gross.
Where did it go?
In the other homes, and then again the other homes, and then.
So you're buying these homes, you're building these homes, and you're financing them and carrying the paper.
Oh no!
No, we're building them.
I know. If you build them, and don't you sell them?
Yes, we do.
So if you put $850,000 in homes and build them, don't you get $1.5 million out when you sell them?
Well, those are like smaller homes, so we're like doing usually between $400,000 and $450,000.
Okay, but I mean, aren't you getting the money back out? Don't you turn around and sell the house? If you build a house, don't you turn around and sell it and make money? That's how most builders do it.
Yep, and I mean,
so you should be making money. Where's all the stinking money going? You didn't put it in the house and then it disappeared. You put it in the house and you turn around and sold the house.
You said before that it was broken into 2 businesses. I wonder if the construction business is the problem and you need to just focus on the steel framing.
Or the other way around.
And the overhead costs are just ridiculous. We pay over $25,000 almost a month.
Yeah, I don't know if you know what profit is. Do you know what profit is?
I love when you ask that.
Okay.
Yes.
You need to have your income minus your outgo equals your profits. And you haven't made money because all you've done is borrow $2 million and you have no money. So you don't have any profits on paper or otherwise. Because if you have profit on paper, honey, you have the money in the bank. There's no on paper profit. There's no such thing. You either, if my paper says I have a profit, I need to look over in the checking account and see the stinking money there. That's how this works. So if you put $400,000 into a house and you sell it for $500,000, you should not only get your $400 back, you should get an extra $100 back. So there should be $500 laying over there after that house sells. That's how this works. And so y'all suck at this. You need to get in there and get somebody to come alongside you and figure out how to run these businesses, or you need to sell them and pay your family back and go get some jobs. And if he ever goes near a day trading keyboard again, dadgum, man, that's the end of that. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. But y'all been running this without making a profit for 4 years, and that's just dumb. You got to figure this out. You got to turn this thing around or get out of the business. You cannot borrow your way into profitability. That's an impossibility. How many times have you started January saying, this is the year I'm finally going to get my money under control? But then months go by and you still feel broke. You work too hard to keep living like that. Look, there's only one way to move the needle on your finances this year. You've got to have a plan. So start by downloading Every Dollar. Every Dollar is way more than our world-class budgeting app. In 15 minutes, we'll build you a personalized plan to free up extra margin in your budget and use it to beat debt and build wealth. You'll find thousands of dollars on average just the first day. And you'll get new steps and new lessons every day that help you stay on track and create unstoppable momentum. Don't waste one more day feeling broke and stressed. Get your plan in just 15 minutes by downloading Every Dollar for free today. Well, we love debt-free screams. We love them in the lobby of Ramsey Solutions on our debt-free stage. We super love them when it's one of our Ramsey team members. TJ is with us here with his wife, Alice. He's a project manager on the Every Dollar team. Been with us about a year, and they get to come in here and do their debt-free scream. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Good to have you. How nerve-wracking is this?
We're here. And it's finally real.
I love it. How much have you paid off?
$165,000.
Hey. I love it. How long did that take?
15 months.
Wow. Awesome. Okay. And you've been here about a year, so you started on it before. How long y'all been married?
1 year and 8 months.
Oh, wow. So moving here, getting married, starting the debt-free journey, all in the last 2 years.
Yep. Yes.
Wow. Where'd you move from?
Central Illinois, but we're originally from the Chicagoland.
Okay. All right. So you got married, and did you come to Nashville to take the Ramsey job?
Yep.
Okay. The project manager at Every Dollar. Well, that's awesome. So you people out there that are using Every Dollar to get out of debt, it's all TJ's fault. All the things that are awesome about it, it's all TJ's fault. He's one of the many talented folks we got on that team really, really working on this. So what kind of debt was the $165,000?
Yeah, it was 107 in student loans, and then 58 in new cars. This was before learning about Ramsey.
Right, gotcha. Okay, very cool. How's it feel to be free?
So liberating. Nice. Liberating, peaceful. It was the best sleep we've ever got. Oh, I've gotten in the past 2 years. Was October 30th when we made our final payment. Filled in the rest of that. I saw the thermometer that we had up there. Filling that in, calling those that supported us all along the way, and just being able to cheer it.
So how did the order of events go about learning about doing the Ramsey stuff, coming to work here, getting married, all that? How's that all that line up?
So we got the total money makeover as a wedding gift.
Okay.
It was not on our registry. We were not familiar.
It seldom is.
So TJ read the book about 3 times, and then he started on this journey to try to coerce me into reading it. He was saying that it's Bible-based, which really resonated with me. And then he was like, Dave's really funny, which I was like, let me see for myself. And I loved it. We had a conversation where we had combined our finances after getting married and realized that we had $2,800 of minimum payments, and we didn't feel like we were able to really live, even though we had 2 pretty good incomes.
Very cool. What do you do?
I'm a nurse.
Awesome. Very cool. Good. Yeah, that is 2 good incomes. Excellent. Well done, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get married, you get the book, and you get on the same page, and then how does he end up with this job? That's weird.
Well, it all came down to we were Dave-ish. Around Thanksgiving, I got to talk to my Uncle Matt and Aunt Gina, who were the ones that gifted us Total Money Makeover. And we're like, we're doing it. And they were like, are you really doing it?
Ooh.
And we were like, well, we have $20,000 in savings while we're trying to pay down the debts. We paid for our wedding, and anything that was a gift, we just threw at debt. And I'm like, that felt good. Let's keep going. And they were like, hey, check out their website for additional resources. And I was like, okay, cool. So I started looking around. I saw there was a careers page. I'm like, all right, let's see what this is all about. Saw some jobs. I was like, I could probably do that. I applied. Previous role, I applied for hundreds of jobs, and then I eventually got my one. I was like, all right, Lord, if you open up the doors for me, I'm going to continue to walk through them. And however, was it 12 steps to get here?
Yeah.
A hiring process.
Yeah.
But it really felt like God called me here, able to serve, be able to be here, and help spread hope to other people.
That's really awesome. So what are you going to do to celebrate?
We did.
We bought a king-size bed.
Yay!
With adjustable bases. Best sleep of my life.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's exactly right.
I thought he was sleeping better because he got out of debt.
I did too, but they got a new mattress.
Because he got a new mattress is what it was. Yeah. That's great.
That's
I love
excellent.
It. Very cool. All right, so what advice do you have? What do you tell people when they say, how did you do that? How do you pay off $165,000 newly married in 15 months? That's over $10,000 a month.
Yeah, God's blessings for sure. Everything kind of had to come right together. We wrote down October of 2025, and when we were writing that, I'm like, everything is going to have to come out right in order for this to happen. And God's blessings allowed us to be there. New opportunity. She was travel nursing.
Okay. Good money.
Which is where a lot of all of that came from.
Yeah, that's good money.
And it took a lot of sacrifice. I mean, I had to move down here, and I was here for about a month and a half before she got to come down after she wrapped
That
up
is
the
a big
contract.
sacrifice.
So she was doing some roles that were about an hour and a half away, so a long commute. And I appreciate all the sacrifices that we were able to make, both of us taking up multiple jobs to be able to get there, and just want to be an inspiration to others. So.
Yeah. So working here can be a mixed blessing because everybody's doing this. You know, it's like the positive peer pressure, but it's also pressure. Mm-hmm. I mean, was it helpful to have your team, all up in your business, or, your buddies cheering you on, or was that I mean, they're all standing out there. You better be nice. But, is it helpful to be in this kind of environment when you're doing it or not? I think it could work against you.
Yeah, at least I can tell my side. It's been it's a support system. If we didn't believe in it, then yes, I think it'd be a whole lot of different pressure that we're like, oh, I don't really want to do it. But we believed in it. We knew that it was going to be good for us. Changing our family tree, going through Financial Peace University, really seeing the whole scope of where your life can change, and being able to use every dollar to keep us on track and on budget, allowing for that.
It was a blessing for us because as far as our friends and family, it's still kind of a mixed bag as far as, their thoughts on our journey. So we committed to it. It was amazing for TJ to be working in an environment where we got that support. So it ultimately was such a blessing.
Yeah, cool. Very cool.
Any setbacks on the way?
Right after we got out of it. I had some health stuff that came up. So we got debt free, and then we were able to cash flow $10K in medical expenses, and now we're tackling on taxes. But we were able to cash flow it all. Car repairs and all that, we were able to cash flow it as we went. So
well, it's about time to celebrate with some of it. Oh my gosh, that's enough. Enough already. So you're working on an every dollar. You're project manager on every dollar. the journey and now the freedom has to affect how you look at all those projects.
Yeah. Just.
I mean, you're not agnostic anymore. You're in it.
You're able to just focus. It's being able to say, okay, I'm a product of this.
Yeah.
You know, I believed in it.
Yeah.
And it makes it that much more motivating to be able to come in every single day, come into work knowing that I made a difference not only for myself, but for everyone outside of these walls, which I know we preach very dearly here. It's truly inspiring. It's just so nice to be a part of it, something that you believe in, and you're able to say, I'm affecting this. I'm changing this. I'm trying to make this better. I'm trying to make it easier to work the Ramsey plan.
Yeah.
And that's all the motivation you need.
Amen. Amen. I'm proud of y'all.
Yeah, excellent job.
Well done. And the team's out here gathered, and none of them are working. They're all here to cheer you on. And this is great. I'm glad they're here to cheer you on. It's very, very cool. Congratulations, you two.
Thank you.
Very well done. All right. We don't ask, when our team members on, we don't ask their household income because all their friends are standing around, and that's not fair. But they did pay off $165,000 in 15 months. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. We're debt-free!
This is how you do it, ladies and gentlemen.
Love it.
Man. You know, I can't imagine coming to work in a place like this right after I got married. The place I went to work right after I got married was bad.
No. I mean, lucky for them, it's great because now you're submerged by everything you need to get off on the right foot financially.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you don't have a choice around here.
Yeah.
I mean, well, you're on stage this morning, staff meeting, doing walk the talk.
Oh, yeah.
We have a whole system here where we're not being hypocrites. The people that work here need to be doing the stuff we teach. You know, hello.
100%.
So
100%.
it's the non-hypocrite system. Walk the talk, right?
On your honor. That's right.
And these guys, they did it. I'm so proud of them. $165,000.
They were smoking it. 15 months?
Man, that's getting it done. Get her done.
Hey, good folks, Dr. John Deloney here. Don't you think life is too short to hate Mondays? Listen, you're worth loving the work you do and where you do it. So guess what? Ramsey Solutions is hiring. If you're ready to join an amazing team that's all about changing lives and spreading hope, we want to see your application. Right now, we're hiring for technology, sales, marketing, writing, copy editing, and creative roles. Check out all our job postings at RamseySolutions.com/careers. That's RamseySolutions.com/careers.
Our scripture of the day is 1 Corinthians 15:58. Therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, stand firm. Let nothing move you. Always give yourselves fully to the work of the Lord, because you know that your labor in the Lord is not in vain. Thomas Sowell said, there are people who go through the motions and people who get the job done. It's amazing how much work you can accomplish just by hiring the latter and firing the former. Amen. Charlie is with us in Cleveland, Ohio. Hey, Charlie, how are you?
Better than I deserve. How are you, Dave?
Just the same. What's up?
Yeah, so my wife and I, we have 2 young kids, and this month we just got debt-free, so we pay off the mortgage.
Good for you.
Way to go.
Thank you. So the question is, so I have a pretty good job. My wife, she stays home. My dad, he is in his 70s. He's still working, partly because maybe a series of poor financial decisions. So he cannot retire because he has to continue to financially support other family members, adult family members in the family.
Why?
Overseas. So I'm a bit torn because I don't have any that I can help, but I also don't want to continue to encourage bad behaviors. So I'm kind of torn apart and seeking some advice here.
So what do you make?
$600,000.
Wow, good for you.
When
and what is it you're being torn about? What is it you're being asked to do or that you're doing?
I want my dad to be able to enjoy retirement life.
Yeah, but he chose to give all his money to somebody overseas.
Well, he lives overseas, so he doesn't live here in the States. Yeah,
okay.
We are immigrants.
Okay, from which country?
Korea.
Okay, all right. And so he lives overseas, and he's 70 years old, and he has the money to support himself, but he doesn't because he gives it to other family members.
Correct.
Okay, all right.
What's the situation with the other family members? Are they ill? Are they unable to work? Can he stop doing that today, or is the damage completely done?
Well, I say it's a multi-fold, right? So, some of the family member, he support them just to help them with their lifestyle choices, and some of the family members, they chose not to work because...
Okay.
Some of the poor choices they made in the past, so that makes it very difficult for them to find jobs. So basically, my dad has been paying for everything, for as long as I know.
What would happen if he couldn't?
That's the big question. So we don't know. He makes.
So do you give your dad money?
Huh?
Are you being asked to give your father money so that he can work and give them money?
He makes good money, but I'm worried he probably doesn't have enough safe for his.
What's the equivalent? Time. Give us an equivalent in U.S. dollars of what he makes over there.
Oh, he makes $250,000.
And he's 70 years old.
$300.
Okay, so let me stop. Yes. What's the problem? The problem is he gives all of his money away, and he's going to retire with nothing and ask you to help him. Is that the problem?
The problem is, I don't know if that's gonna make the problem worse because I'm worried that if I give him the money, the money just go to other family members.
No, I wouldn't give him anything. I'm just asking you. Today, you're not giving him anything, so there's not a problem other than you're observing that in the future there's getting ready to be something happening, right?
Correct. I'm anticipating.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay. All right. So what you're anticipating is that he's going to run out of the ability to work and not have any money because he's given all of his away.
Yes.
Yeah. At that point, you can decide how much you want to help him. I mean, and you'll have the money too. You make $600,000, but we're not going to help him to the tune that he has enough to help everybody else. Only to the tune that he has enough to help himself. I'm guessing, because I'm a redneck hillbilly and I don't know these things, but I'm guessing that part of this might be cultural.
It is very cultural.
Yeah, because I mean, in the Latino world, for instance, it's very normal to have a more of a family obligation to support parents than we would have in typical gringo culture, right? My hillbilly culture, you're not required to do that. Puritan ethic, so to speak, you're not required to do that, right? But in an Asian culture where you're talking about, or the Latino culture, it's more normalized to be asked to, expected to, and you've grown up with it your whole life. It's integrated into your DNA that this is how things are done. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's 100% correct.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that may lend itself to why he's giving all of his money away as well, even though someone in my seat would look at that and go, why are you doing that? But and the answer is it's a cultural difference to do that. It doesn't make it smart, doesn't make it dumb, it's just an explanation, right? So mathematically, we can all agree it's dumb, but there's a reason that he's doing it. It's not just straight up irresponsibility. Although it is intertwined into this cultural icon. So, I think I'd talk to him about it if he'll listen, but I bet he doesn't. And just say, Dad, you need to be aware that when you are broke, I will be helping you only with food and shelter, not with enough to for you to further on your giving of these other people. So these other people, when you run out of gas and aren't able to work, are going to be on their own. And they should know that now, because I'm not going to be held to this standard. I think it's okay to go ahead and communicate that, but I don't think it's going to change what's going to occur. What's going to occur is what you expect. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Do you, Jade?
I do. I think he's 70 years old, and he's been making this decision for a long time, and it would be a miracle if he stopped today.
Yeah, and he's old school within that culture.
Yes.
And he's duty bound.
Yep.
And going to follow through on his duty to take care of them, no matter how irresponsible or bad decisions they've been making. He's going to do it anyway. I think, aren't you, Charlie? You agree with that?
I agree 100%. I tried to have a conversation 10 years ago. Didn't really go anywhere. So I just decided to focus on my own and then try to get that free and protect the family, The
hard part for you, Charlie, is going to be to hold that boundary when the time comes, because you're likely going to feel guilty and all these other things, but it wasn't you didn't make the choice, right? He did, and that's the thing that you'll have to remind yourself of many, many times.
And you'll be able to help him to a reasonable degree,
absolutely,
but not an unreasonable degree. And it's not going to make everybody happy. No one in the end of the story is going to be thrilled with the outcome. But great news is you make a huge income, and you're going to be in a wonderful position financially. And if you want to reach over and do help somebody a little bit every month, you can do that, and you won't even notice mathematically. And so that's the thing. So, not accounting for cultural differences, and you have to account for that, so it's not fair to say that. But folks, you need to plan to not be a burden on your children.
Yeah, you do. And you said it exactly right. It might be a reason for a behavior, but it doesn't make it right or good.
That's true.
And the same way that Charlie was able to look at that and go, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, and he comes out of that.
Right.
Yeah, comes right straight out of that.
So
you just got to go, no.
Yeah, you can't. Don't park your brain at the door.
We're not going to participate in that. It doesn't make sense.
Yep,
and I've learned a better way.
Yes.
And that can happen. You could learn that. I could learn that from his culture. You could learn that from my culture. It doesn't matter. You can learn a better way.
That's right. But the hard part is he's going to have to do that at the expense of
hurt feelings
and family meals and all that stuff is going to be very different when you draw boundaries like that. People don't like it, and they push up against them and all that stuff. So
count on it.
Good luck to you.
That puts this hour of the Ramsey Show in the books. We'll be back with you before you know it. In the meantime, remember, there's ultimately only one way to financial peace, and that's to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus.